Lady's maiden, mother,
Hello.
and crone.
Who are you?
Oh, hey there. You here to join the Dawn Guard too?
Yes.
Truth is, I'm a little nervous. I've never done anything like this before. I hope you don't mind if I walk up with you? Hey, don't tell Isran I was afraid to meet him by myself. Not the best first impression for a new vampire hunter, I guess?
Pretty snowy out here.
You've probably killed lots of vampires, huh?
Yeah.
I'm sure Isran will sign you right up. I'm not sure he'll take me. I hope so.
I've killed vampires, dragons, werewolves. Take your pick.
That must be it. Fort Dawn Guard. Wow. Bigger than I expected.
If I spy his ears, before it's heard.
Where is everybody? This place looks almost deserted.
Yeah, they contacted me like 28 episodes ago.
Crazy. Cicero.
I've been busy saving the world. Vampires can wait.
That's madness.
I guess this is it. Wish me luck.
Join the Dawn Guard?
Jesus! Did you just see him zoom?
Will decide if you've got what it takes. Go on, he's right inside. I'll tell you, the only thing more surprising than hearing from Isran after all these years was hearing that he wanted my help. I immediately realized things must be pretty bad. Looks like I was right.
You've worked with Isran before?
I have. There was a time years ago when we were both members of the Vigilance, and both equally dissatisfied with them. Their hearts are in the right place, of course, but Isran and I were never comfortable. We left together, but that partnership didn't last very long. I didn't agree with some of his methods. Go on inside. Isran will want to talk to you.
Who wouldn't want the Dragonborn helping them out? Now that it's universally known that I'm the Dragonborn.
Why are you here, Tolan? The Vigilance and I were finished with each other a long time ago.
You know why I'm here. The Vigilance are under attack everywhere. The vampires are much more dangerous than we believed.
And now you want to come running to safety with the Dawn Guard. Is that it? I remember Keeper Carset telling me repeatedly that Fort Dawn Guard is a crumbling ruin, not worth the expense and manpower to repair. And now that you've stirred up the vampires against you, you come begging for my protection.
Isran, Carset is dead. The Hall of the Vigilance, everyone, they're all dead. You were right, we were wrong. Isn't that enough for you?
Yes, well, I never wanted any of this to happen. I tried to warn all of you. I am sorry, you know. So who are you? What do you want?
I'm here to join the Dawn Guard.
Got a fire in your ability to kill vampires, eh? Good for you. But look around. There's really not much to join yet. I've only just started rebuilding the Order.
What can I do to help?
I need someone out in the field taking the fight to the damn vampires, while we're getting the fort back into shape. Tolan was telling me about some cave the Vigilants were poking around in. Seemed to think it was related to these recent vampire attacks. Tolan, tell her about, what was it? Dim Hollow.
Yes, that's it. Dim Hollow Crypt. Brother Adelwald was sure it held some long-lost vampire artifact of some kind. We didn't listen to him any more than we did Isran. He was at the hall when it was attacked.
That's good enough for me. Go see what the vampires were looking for in this dim hollow crypt. With any luck, they'll still be there. Here, you should take a crossbow.
What?
Good for taking out those fiends before they get close. Feel free to poke around the fort and take what you need. There isn't much yet, but you're welcome to anything you can use.
I'll meet you at Dim Hollow. It's the least I can do to avenge my fallen comrades.
Bad idea.
Tolan, I don't think that's a good idea. You vigilants were never trained.
I know what you think of us. You think we're soft, that we're cowards. You think our deaths proved our weakness. Stendarr granted you do not have to face the same test and be found wanting. I'm going to Dim Hollow Crypt. Perhaps I can be of some small assistance to you.
I don't know.
You there, boy. Stop skulking in the shadows and step up here. What's your name?
My name is Agmir, sir.
Do I look like a sir to you, boy? I'm not a soldier, and you're not joining the army.
Yes, sir. Isran.
Didn't I tell you to step forward? Farm boy, huh? What's your weapon?
My weapon? I mostly just use my paw's axe when wolves are attacking the goats or something.
My paw's axe. Stendarr preserve us. Don't worry. I think we can make a Dawn Guard out of you. Here, take this crossbow. Let's see how you shoot.
Crossbow? I've never...
Yes, a crossbow. Best thing for killing vampires. Just take a few shots at those crates over there.
Are there any more of the... Ooh, nice.
These vigilants never know when to give up. I thought we'd taught them enough of a lesson at their hall.
I think that dude is dead.
Come in here alone. A fool like all the rest of them.
He fought well. Jedon and Bressoff were no match for him.
Ha! Those two deserved what they got. Their arrogance had become insufferable.
All this talk is making me thirsty. Perhaps another vigilant will wander in soon.
I wish Loki would hurry it up. I have half a mind to return to the castle and tell Harkon what a fool he's entrusted this mission to.
Harkon.
I have half a mind to tell Loki of your disloyalty.
You wouldn't dare. Now shut up and keep on watch.
Okay, out of the vampires I've heard, this one seems like the biggest threat. There's no friggin' way I actually just got away with that kill. Master Vamp. Oh.
You may feed again today.
No. No, you're not feeding off of me.
That'll teach you to cross me.
Yeah, there he is. He didn't last. Damn.
Must oil mother soon. Get all the hard to reach places.
Hey, look, she took an arrow to the knee. And this one took an arrow to the... Oh, I'm sorry. Ooh.
Is Marion Merriman smite when the jester comes calling with his knife in the night?
That was an arrow straight to the nutsack. I don't mean to keep lodging my arrows into places like that. It just kind of happens.
I'll never tell you anything, vampire. My oath to Stendarr is stronger than any suffering you can inflict on me.
I believe you, Vigilant. And I don't think you even know what you found here. So go and meet your beloved Stendarr.
Are you sure that was wise, Lokio? He still might have told us something. We haven't gotten anywhere ourselves with
nothing. He served his purpose by leading us to this place. Now, it is up to us to bring Harkon the prize. And
You
we will
suck!
not return without it. Vingalmo and Orthiolf will make way for me after this.
Yes, of course, Lokiel. Do not forget who brought you news of the vigilance to Skyrim.
I never forget my friends or my enemies.
Sister straight up pushed me off the edge. Did you see that shit? Alright, so these are the notes on the Dim Hollow Crypt. He was straight up bound.
What?
Mother beat again. Who's there? Now your blood is mine.
Shit, I contracted Sanguinara.
Blood will be
No, my blood is mine. Yeah. Boop.
That's the end of that.
Yeah, I got something to cure it. All I have to do is eat one of these. No. There, that should be good as new. I'm not seeing anything red. Yep, I'm good. What is this thing? Ah! Well, that was messed up. Huh?
Cicero is hungry. Need a sweet roll. Or a carrot.
What the hell? Hi?
Who sent you here?
Who were you expecting?
I was expecting someone like me, at least.
Are you,
Vampire, yes.
Why were you locked away like this?
That's complicated. And I'm not totally sure if I can trust you. But if you want to know the whole story, help me get back to my family's home.
Where do you need to go?
My family used to live on an island to the west of Solitude. I would guess they still do. By the way, my name is Serana. Good to meet you.
Any idea how to get out of here?
Your guess is as good as mine. This place looks pretty different from when I was locked away.
Tell me about your home.
It's on an island near Solitude. Hopefully we can find a boat to take us there. It's my family home. Not the most welcoming place, but depending on who's around, I'll be safe there.
Why wouldn't you be safe there?
Let's just say that my mother and father had a bit of a falling out. Don't worry, I'm not in any danger or anything like that. It'll just be more unpleasant to run into my father.
Why were you locked away?
I'd rather not get into that with you, if that's all right. I'm sorry, it's not that... It's just that I don't know who I can trust yet. Let's get to my home, and I'll have a better sense of where we all stand.
How long were you in there?
Good question. Hard to say. I can't really tell. I feel like it was a long time. Who is Skyrim's High King?
That's actually a matter of debate.
Oh, wonderful. A war of succession. Good to know the world didn't get boring while I was gone. Who are the contenders?
The Empire supports Elisif, but there are many in Skyrim loyal to Ulfric.
Empire? What Empire?
The Empire. From Cyrodiil?
Cyrodiil is the seat of an empire? I must have been gone longer than I thought. Definitely longer than we planned. Please, let's hurry. I need to get home so I can figure out what's happened.
Is that an Elder Scroll?
Yes, it is. And it's mine.
Is it fragile? Do we need to be careful with it?
Nothing can destroy an Elder Scroll. Worry more about protecting your hide and let me worry about my things.
Alright. Okay, this is a weird bunch right now.
Does the air feel heavy down here? I'm a little woozy, but it might just be from waking up.
Let's go this way. Woo!
Dear Cicero will keep you from harm soon.
Hey, so, before we go in there...
Are you alright?
I think so. And thanks for asking. I wanted to thank you for getting me this far, but after we get in there, I'm going to go my own way for a while. I think. I know your friends would probably want to kill everything in here. I'm hoping you can show some more control than that. Once we're inside, just keep quiet for a bit. Let me take the lead.
What? Mother? Is that your voice?
Way I heard, Lady Serrana's been gone a real long time.
Just my head playing tricks.
That guy's not a vampire, he's a regular dude.
How dare you trespass here? Wait, Serrana? Is that truly you? I cannot believe my eyes. My lord, everyone! Serrana has returned.
I guess I'm expected.
I can't believe it.
My long-lost daughter returns at last. I trust you have my Elder Scroll.
After all these years, that's the first thing you ask me? Yes, I have the scroll.
Of course, I'm delighted to see you, my daughter. Must I really say the words aloud? Ah, if only your traitor mother were here. I would let her watch this reunion before putting her head on a spike.
Jeez.
Now tell me, who is this stranger you have brought into our hall?
This is my savior, the one who freed me.
For my daughter's safe return, you have my gratitude. Tell me, what is your name?
I'm Zerrus. Who are you?
I am Harkon, Lord of this court. By now, my daughter will have told you what we are.
You're vampires.
Not just vampires. We are among the oldest and most powerful vampires in Skyrim. For centuries we lived here, far from the cares of the world. All that ended when my wife betrayed me and stole away that which I valued most.
What happens now?
You have done me a great service, and now you must be rewarded. There is but one gift I can give that is equal in value to the Elder Scroll and my daughter. I offer you my blood.
What?
Take it and you will walk as a lion among sheep. Men will tremble at your approach and you will never fear death again.
And if I refuse your gift?
Then you will be prey, like all mortals. I will spare your life this once, but you will be banished from this hall. Perhaps you still need convincing. Behold the power! This is the power that I offer. Now, make your choice.
Dude, you just splatted blood in my face. I don't want to become a vampire. I refuse your gift.
So be it. You are prey, like all mortals. I banish you.
Well, that was a fun how do you do. Looks like they've built onto this place since I've been...
That's the best you can do. No more.
That'll teach you.
It didn't say I contracted anything, so it looks like I'm clear.
Look at this. I should have known it was only a matter of time before they found us. It's the price we pay for openly recruiting. We'll have to step up our defenses. I don't suppose you have some good news for me.
I have news, but I wouldn't call it good.
Of course. Why did I suppose differently? Fine. Tell me what you know.
The vampires were looking for a woman trapped in Dim Hollow.
A woman? Trapped in there? That doesn't make any sense. Who is she? More importantly, where is she?
She wanted to go home, so I took her to her castle.
I'm waiting to hear what any of this means.
They also have an Elder Scroll.
They what? And you didn't stop them? You didn't secure the scroll?
There were too many of them, and only one of me.
So they have everything they wanted, and we're left with nothing. By the Divines. This couldn't get much worse. This is more than you and I can handle.
Well, we have to do something.
Well, of course we do. I'm old, not stupid. We're just going to need some help. If they're bold enough to attack us here, then this may be bigger than I thought. I have good men here, but there are people I've met and worked with over the years. We need their skills, their talents, if we're going to survive this. If you can find them, we might have a chance.
Where can I find the people we need?
Right to the point, aren't you? I like that. Not like those fools in the Order. We should keep it small. Too many people and we'll draw unwanted attention to ourselves. I think we'll want Serene Gerard. Breton girl, whip smart and good with tinkering. Fascination with the Dwemer. Weapons in particular. Last I knew, she was out in the Reach. Convinced she was about to find the biggest dwarven ruins yet.
She'll help us?
Might need a little convincing, but she should. You'll also want to find Gunmar. Big brute of a Nord. Hates vampires almost as much as I do. Got it into his head years back that his experience with animals would help. Trolls in particular, from what I hear. Last I knew, he was out scouring Skyrim for more beasts to tame. Bring the two of them back here, and we can get started on coming up with a plan. Watch your back.
This is getting out of hand already. Alright, so we need to find Gunmar and... Hey, I've been here before. The last time I was here, I had Big Butt the horse. You remember Big Butt?
What was that?
Watch where you fire your arrows, please. I'm running right by this thing.
Crazy. Cicero.
You there! Hold fast! I've tracked this damned bear for 2 weeks. I'll not let it have any more victims.
A bear? Isran needs your help.
Isran? Needing someone else's help? Never thought I'd hear that. I'm afraid he's a few years too late. I've moved on. I have more important business to attend to. Besides, he can handle anything alone. He assured me so himself. What could he possibly need my help with?
We're up against vampires.
Vampires? Well, that might change things. Tell me more about what's going on.
We're not sure, but they have an Elder Scroll.
By the 8th. Alright, look. I'll consider it. But I can't just leave this bear to prey on more innocent people. Once it's dealt with, then perhaps I'll see what Isran expects of me.
He says it's a bear. Last time I was in here, though, it was a troll. You said it was a bear. There is a bear and a troll.
One less monster in the world. Don't know how well I'd have managed by myself. You have my thanks. You've helped me, so I suppose the least I can do is find out what Isran wants. He's still at that fort near Stendar's beacon, I assume.
Yes, he said to meet him at Fort Dawnguard.
Of course he did. He's been working on that place for years now. Never lets anyone in. His own little fortress. Well, I guess I'll get to see what he's been up to all this time. I'll meet you there.
He said he was tracking down a bear. Well, there was definitely a bear in here. And a troll. Not happy about that.
What was that?
Ugh. Oh boy! That's a dragon.
Good. Aving!
I just called out my own dragon. There he is! Damn it, Odaving! Uh-oh. See, that's Oldoving up there. Oh, hi. You're my target. Alright. Well, Oldoving was no help here. If Oldoving was no help, then we'll use Dragon Rend once I can shout again. Wait, there's Oldoving! You got that dragon's attention. Talk about dragon going on a rampage, huh? Oldoving? Oh, no, that's two dragons. That's not Oldoving. Oh, boy. Okay, okay. Okay, this is bad. This is real bad news. Another one? No, that was Oldoving. Get down here. Ow. This is nuts. Thanks, Oldoving. We got more trouble. There's Oldaving. Bye-bye, Oldaving.
It's really dead then?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. 2 dragons. 2 dragons. In one spot. Nuts.
You haven't seen a sack full of dwarven gyros lying around, have you? I'd swear I left it right here. Do you think mud crabs might have taken it? I saw one the other day. Wouldn't be surprised if it followed me here. Well, just look around, will you?
Isran asked me to find you.
Isran? Wants me? No, you must be mistaken. He made it exceedingly clear the last time we spoke that he had no interest in my help. I find it hard to believe he's changed his mind. He said some very hurtful things to me before I left. Anyway, I'm quite happy in my current pursuits. So if you'll excuse me...
You had a falling out.
Yes, that was my point. I felt it was rather clear. Look, what is it you want from me?
Vampires threaten all of Skyrim. We need your help.
Vampires? Really? Oh, and I suppose now he remembers that I proposed no less than 3 different scenarios that involved vampires overrunning the population. Well, what are they up to?
They have an Elder Scroll.
Well, that's actually something I never would have anticipated. Interesting. I'm not sure what they would do with one, but in this case, Isran is probably correct in thinking it isn't good. All right. If nothing else, I suppose it wouldn't hurt to learn more about what's going on so I can better defend myself. But I'm not just going to abandon what I've been working on here. It's too useful. I need at least 1 intact dwarven gyro. So either I need to find the satchel those mud crabs stole, or I need another gyro from someplace. You wouldn't happen to have one, would you?
There's no time. You need to get moving now.
Fine, fine. I can't afford to forget about this work, though. Some very interesting applications. Now, where is it I'm supposed to be going?
We're meeting at Fort Dawnguard.
Ah, been working more on his secret hideout, has he? It'll be interesting to see how much progress he's made. I'll finish up here and head in that direction as soon as I can. See you there. Good day.
It's a good thing my persuasion is really high up, otherwise they wouldn't listen to me so easily. You know, I think seeing all those dragons in that one area was the most I've ever seen dragons, like, fight each other.
Dear Cicero will keep you from...
Like, I thought Uldaving wasn't doing any work, but it turns out the reason why he was... excuse me. The reason why he wasn't doing any work was because I was looking at the wrong dragon. Uldaving wasn't fighting the dragon I was looking at because he was fighting the other dragon.
Is there singing involved? Dancing? Surely that dread lord will at least allow poor Cicero to caper.
Yep. So Oldaving did help. He just wasn't focusing on the one I wanted him to. See, I was looking at the Elder Dragon. He was going for the Ancient Dragon, which is stronger than an Elder Dragon. I don't even know what kind of dragon Oldaving is.
All right, Isran. You've got us all here. Now what do you want?
Hold it right there.
What are you doing?
Making sure you're not vampires. Can't be too careful. So, welcome to Fort Dawnguard. I'm sure you've heard a bit of what we're up against. Powerful vampires, unlike anything we've seen before. And they have an Elder Scroll. If anyone is going to stand in their way, it's going to be us.
This is all well and good, but do we actually know anything about what they're doing? What do we do now?
We'll get to that. For now, get acquainted with the space. Soreen, you'll find room to start your tinkering on that crossbow design you've been working on. Gunmar, there's an area large enough for you to pen up some trolls. Get them armored up and ready for use. In the meantime, we're going to get to the bottom of why a vampire showed up here looking for you.
Uh-oh.
Let's go have a little chat with it, shall we?
I think that would be Serana.
Hope you're getting along with
place,
Isran.
isn't this?
It takes some getting used to.
Something tells me a vampire that's looking for me specifically, that has to be Serana.
It's not a horker. That's my wife.
Can't imagine anyone else would want to see me.
I love that one.
Yep.
This
probably weren't
vampire
expecting
showed
to
up
see me.
while you were away. I'm guessing it's the one you found in Dim Hollow Crypt. Says it's got something really important to say to you. So let's hear it.
You probably weren't expecting to see me again.
What are you doing here?
I'd rather not be here either, but I needed to talk to you. It's important, so please just listen, before your friend here loses his patience. Well, it's about me, and the Elder Scroll that was buried with me.
What about you?
The reason I was down there, and why I had the Elder Scroll. It all comes back to my father. I'm guessing you figured this part out already, but my father's not exactly a good person, even by vampire standards. He wasn't always like that, though. There was a turn. He stumbled onto this obscure prophecy and just kind of lost himself in it.
What do you mean, lost himself?
He just became absorbed. Obsessed. He was kind of sick, actually. The prophecy said that vampires would no longer need to fear the sun. For someone who fancied himself as vampire royalty, that's pretty seductive. Anyway, my mother and I didn't feel like inviting a war with all of Tamriel, so we tried to stop him. That's why I was sealed away with the scroll.
You took a big risk coming here.
I did. But something about you makes me think I can trust you. I hope I'm not wrong.
No, you're right. We just have to convince the others you're on our side.
Well, let's move then. I'm nothing if not persuasive.
All right, you've heard what it has to say. Now tell me, is there any reason I shouldn't kill this blood-sucking fiend right now?
Set your hatred aside and try to see the larger picture, Isran.
Set my hatred aside? Not a chance. It's what keeps me strong.
You don't trust her. Fine. Trust me. I believe her.
You'd better know what you're doing. It can stay for now, But if it so much as lays a finger on anyone here, I'll hold you responsible. Got it? You hear me? Don't feel like a guest, because you're not. You're a resource. You're an asset. In the meantime, don't make me regret my sudden outburst of tolerance and generosity. Because if you do, your friend here is going to pay for it.
Thank you for your kindness. I'll remember it the next time I'm feeling hungry. So, in case you didn't notice the giant thing on my back, I have the Elder Scroll with me. Whatever it says, it will have something that can help us stop my father. But of course, neither of us can read it.
Who can?
Well, the Moth Priests are the only ones I've heard of who can do it. They spend years preparing before they start reading, though. Not that it helps us anyway, because they're all half a continent away, in Cyrodiil.
Some Imperial scholar arrived in Skyrim a few days ago. I was staking out the road when I saw him pass by. Maybe that's your Moth Priest.
Do you know where he's staying now?
No, and I'm not going to waste men looking. We're fighting a war against your kind, and I intend to win it. You want to find him? Try talking to anyone who'd meet a traveler. Innkeepers and carriage drivers in the big cities, maybe. But you're on your own.
Any idea how you're going to find a Moth Priest? Skyrim's a pretty big place.
Where would a Moth Priest actually go?
Well, back before you know, the College of Winterhold was the first place I'd think to go for any kind of magic or historical thing. The wizards know about all kinds of things that people probably shouldn't know about. Actually, now that I think of it, I'm going to come along with you. I've been really wanting to get out and explore a bit.
What do you know about Elder Scrolls?
I mean, as much as anyone. Not a lot. You'd figure a couple hundred years locked away with one would have given me some insight, but no. Turns out you don't learn much from just sleeping with something.
I guess we'll have to keep looking for that Moth Priest then.
I guess so.
Were you always a vampire?
That's a long story.
I want to hear it.
I guess we kind of have to go way back, to the very beginning. Do you know where vampirism came from?
I would guess it came from a Daedric Lord.
Exactly. The first vampire came from Molag Bal. She was not a willing subject, but she was still the first. Molag Bal is a powerful Daedric Lord, and his will is made reality. For those willing to subjugate themselves, he will still bestow the gift, but they must be powerful in their own right before earning his trust.
Do you regret becoming a vampire?
Nobody's ever asked me that before. I don't know. I think mostly I hate what it's done to my family.
Yeah, the cat just woke up from a nightmare. Come here. How has it affected your family?
Well, you've met most of us. My father's not exactly the most stable, and eventually he drove my mother crazy with him. And it all ended with me being locked underground for who knows how long. It's definitely been a bad thing, on the whole.
Are you alright?
I will be. Just give me a little time.
Oh my god, I have Cicero and Serana following me.
Victory is yours! Your kind has no place.
My kind? Are you referring to Dragonborn or Elf?
Damn you!
I'll tell you.
Think you can take me? We are...
Ow.
I cannot best you.
That's the end of that. Let's kill someone.
Please tell me you saw him fly in the air too.
Archmage or not, my rules about books still stand. All this knowledge might have been lost were it not for you.
I need to find a moth priest.
A moth priest? What in Oblivion do you need a moth priest for?
My business is my own. Just tell me what I need to know.
Fine, fine. No need to get your britches in a twist. The obvious answer is to go to the Imperial City. The moth priests make their home in the White Gold Tower. Sometimes they go out looking for Elder Scrolls. Lucky for you, there's a moth priest in Skyrim right now, doing just that. He stopped in to do some research in the library, then left for Dragonbridge. If you hurry, you might catch him there.
Oh. Well, at least Serana's polite. She sat down in the chair while I did the talking. Did you see that?
We need to get Mother some flowers.
Is that fur coming out of your ears?
No. Know anything about a moth priest visiting Dragonbridge?
Ah, so that was a moth priest then. He rode through town not long ago with an escort of soldiers. They didn't stop, just headed south across the Dragon Bridge.
Thank you.
Until next time.
Oh, that doesn't look good. I have new orders for you. Prepare an ambush just south of the Dragon Bridge. Take the Moth Priest to Four Bears Holdout for safekeeping until I can break his will. Malchus. Oh, this isn't good.
So far, this hasn't been too bad. It's lonely exploring by myself, though.
I bet. I mean, that's how I felt. That's why I have this dude follow me around. You know, come to think of it, their color palettes are relatively close if you think about it. Like, if Cicero wasn't wearing his armor, these two would look pretty identical with their armor.
I will resist you, monster. I must.
How much longer can you keep this up, Moth Priest? Your mind was strong, but you're exhausted from the struggle.
I must resist.
Yes, I can feel your defenses crumbling. You want it to end. You want to give in to me. Now, acknowledge me as your master.
Yes, master.
Nope.
Who's there? Ah, now you're mine.
Over here.
Gonna stand him up while you still can.
I guess now's the time to test out that grand healing ability.
Come on, come on! We are routed!
I yield!
That wasn't me. You were fighting. I could see through my eyes, but I could not control my actions. Thank you for breaking that foul vampire's hold over me. I owe you a debt for the timely rescue.
Are you all right?
I'm quite all right, thanks to you. Dexian Evicus is my name. I'm a moth priest of the White Gold Tower. These vampires claimed they had some purpose in store for me, but they wouldn't say what. Probably hoping to ransom me, the fools.
I know why they needed you. Because we need you for the same purpose.
You do? All right then. Enough mysteries.
We're called the Dawn Guard, and we need you to read an Elder Scroll.
You have an Elder Scroll? Remarkable. If my knowledge of history serves me, I recall that the Dawn Guard was an ancient order of vampire hunters. I will be happy to assist you with your Elder Scroll. Just tell me where I need to go.
You can find us at Fort Dawnguard, near Stendar's Beacon.
Very well. I'll hurry on my way there before more of those vampires turn up.
That might get annoying real quick, but seeing as how I've been traveling with Cicero for several episodes now, I don't think anything can really get too much on my nerves anymore. What do you think?
I'm impressed you could find a moth priest so quickly.
Does he have the scroll? Is everything ready?
For the reading? Yeah. Just let the old man know when you're ready.
What can I do for you?
Glad he made it here safely, Dexian.
Ah, my rescuer. It's good to see you again.
Have my companions made you feel welcome?
It's not exactly the hospitality I'm used to, but your man Isran has seen to my needs well enough. And might I add, this is a remarkable fortress. I have colleagues back home that would love to study this place in detail.
Are you prepared to read the Elder Scroll?
Oh, most certainly. Let's find out what secrets the scroll can tell. Now, if everyone will please be quiet, I must concentrate. I see a vision before me, an image of a great bow. I know this weapon. It is Oriel's bow. Now a voice whispers, saying, "Among the night's children, a dread lord will rise. In an age of strife, when dragons return to the realm of men, darkness will mingle with light, and the night and the day will be as one." The voice fades and the words begin to shimmer and distort. But wait, there is more here. The secret of the bow's power is written elsewhere. I think there is more to the prophecy, recorded in other scrolls. Yes, I see them now. One contains the ancient secrets of the dragons, and the other speaks of the potency of ancient blood. My vision darkens, and I see no more. To know the complete prophecy, we must have the other two scrolls. I must rest now. The reading has made me weary.
Come on, old man. You should get some rest.
Do you have a moment to talk?
What's on your mind?
That moth priest, Dexian. He said we needed 2 other Elder Scrolls. I think I know where we can start looking.
Why didn't you say something earlier?
Half the people in your little crew would just as soon kill me as talk to me. That doesn't exactly make me want to open up. I got a warmer welcome from my father, and that's saying something.
What is it between you two?
Ever since he decided to make that prophecy his calling, we kind of drifted apart. I don't even think he sees me as his daughter anymore. I'm just a means to an end.
So where is this Elder Scroll?
We need to find my mother, Valerica. She'll definitely know where it is. And if we're lucky, she actually has it herself.
You said you didn't know where she went.
The last time I saw her, she said that she'd go somewhere safe. Somewhere that my father would never search. Other than that, she wouldn't tell me anything. But the way she said it, someplace he would never search. It was cryptic, yet she called attention to it.
Sounds like she was being cautious.
Maybe. What I can't figure out is why she said it that way. Besides, I can't imagine a single place my father would avoid looking. And he's had all this time, too. Any ideas?
How about in Castle Volkahar?
Wait, that almost makes sense. There's a courtyard in the castle. I used to help her tend a garden there. All of the ingredients for our potions came from there. She used to say that my father couldn't stand the place. Too peaceful.
Isn't that pretty risky, staying around the castle?
Oh, absolutely. But my mother's not a coward. That is, I don't think we'll actually trip over her there, but it's worth a look.
They aren't going to let us use the front door.
True. But I know a way we can get to the courtyard without arousing suspicion. There's an unused inlet on the northern side of the island that was used by the previous owners to bring supplies into the castle. An old escape tunnel from the castle exits there. I think that's our way in.
Let's go to the castle's secret entrance.
It's around the side of the castle. Let's move. Yes? What did you need?
Were you and Valerica close?
Before my father became obsessed with a prophecy, my mother and I spent quite a bit of time together. She was very fond of her alchemical garden in the castle courtyard. She taught me quite a bit about cultivating quality regions.
So you always got along?
Like the best of friends. I would never hesitate to share anything with her.
But then it all changed.
It was very sudden. It was almost like one day we were a normal family, and then the next, I didn't know who they were. I'd try to visit my mother in the garden, and she'd quickly shoo me away, saying she was much too busy.
That's why we're headed there?
She had to be up to something in that garden. I'm hoping it's a clue that will tell us where she went.
Tell me about your family.
There's not a whole lot to tell. You've already seen my father's obsession. My mother's not a whole lot better, but you'll see that soon enough.
Were you close with them?
My father... No, not really. I did spend a lot of time with my mother, but she saw me more like a protege than a daughter. What about you? What were your parents like?
They were good people. I miss them.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring up a bad memory.
It's fine.
Let's just keep going.
Anyone want some skiva butt?
Yes? What did you need? The old water cistern. On some days, this would smell just... Be glad you weren't here then.
I want to shoot, but Cicero is right in my grill.
Yes? What did you need?
Did you spend a lot of time down here?
I like to explore. My parents almost never let me off the island, so yeah, I poked around down here a lot. It was a little quieter back then. Guess a little vampire girl was enough to scare off the rats.
That sounds pretty lonely.
It was. But I got used to it.
You talk about being lonely a lot.
Well, growing up the way I did, you get used to it.
Do you still feel that way?
A little bit. That's one of the reasons I wanted to come with you. But what about you?
You mean, do I get lonely?
Yeah. Is it just you, or do you have people in your life?
I have lots of friends.
Well, I guess now you have one more.
I'm glad you're with me.
Me too. Anyway, this is all very touching, but don't we have some more important things to worry about right now?
I love how I'm looking right at this vampire's butt cheek as I'm reading this journal fragment. Not good enough to live in their stupid keep, am I? Stupid sods don't realize I've moved into the Undercroft and started taking control of their own death hounds. I'll get my revenge. So far, I'm really liking the crossbow. Whack!
What happened to this place? Everything's been torn down. The whole place looks, well, dead. It's like we're the first to set foot here in centuries. This used to lead into the castle's great hall. Looks like my father had it sealed up.
Sealed
I used to
up.
walk through here after evening meals. It was beautiful once. This was my mother's garden. Do you know how beautiful something can be when it's tended by a master for hundreds of years?
What's this?
She would have hated to see it like this. Wait. Something's wrong with the moon dial here. Some of the crests are missing and the dial is askew. I didn't even know the crests could be removed. Maybe my mother's trying to tell us something. I'm telling you, there's something strange with the moon dial.
What's so special about the moon dial?
Well, as far as I'm aware, it's the only one in existence. The previous owners of the castle had a sundial in the courtyard, and obviously that didn't appeal to my mother. She persuaded an elven artisan to make some improvements. You can see the plates that show the phases of the moons, Maser and Secunda.
Does it work?
That's the thing. What's the point of a moon dial? I always wondered why she didn't just have the whole thing ripped out. But she loved it. I don't know. I guess it's like having a piece of art, if you're into that sort of thing.
So what exactly am I doing to it?
Hard to say. Maybe if we found the missing crests, we could figure it out.
So what happened to Castle of the Courtyard?
If I had to guess, I'd say the moment Mother fled the castle, Father went on a rampage. Knowing him, anything at all that reminded him of her was just destroyed.
Then he just walled it off.
It appears that way. I suppose he wanted to put the past behind him. Perhaps if he had spent more time with us, he would have recognized the beauty for himself. Look around for the missing crests. Even in this mess, they should stick out.
Yeah. What's with me being drawn to followers that have been stuck in solitude for so long?
Very clever, Mother. Very clever. I've never been in those tunnels before, but I'd bet they'd run right under the courtyard and into the tower ruins. Well, at least we're getting closer. Let's go.
Hey, where's Cicero? Well, if I had to guess a secret passage...
Leave it to my mother. Always smarter than I gave her credit for.
Huh.
Look at this place. This has to be it. I knew she was deep into necromancy. I mean, she taught me everything I know.
Yeah, I can tell.
But I had no idea she had a setup like this. Look at all this. She must have spent years collecting these components. And what's this thing? I'm not sure about this circle, but it's obviously something.
Valerica's journal. Harkon's short-sightedness is becoming a serious problem. I've warned him time and time again that his foolish prophecy would cast far too much light on our people, and yet he refuses so much as to listen to a word I say. I've become less a wife and more of an annoyance in his eyes. Devoting attention to my work is the only solace I can find while enduring his ridiculous crusade. I've had a breakthrough today. I was able to attune the portal vessel to the Soul Cairn properly by using a small sample of ingredients. Although the portal opened for only a few seconds, I'm confident that with the proper formula it can be sustained indefinitely. I feel like I'm missing a key ingredient, something of sufficient potency that can resist the forces trying to prevent my intrusion. Communing with the ideal masters has proved worthless. They speak in riddles and offer no assistance whether I ensure them a steady supply of souls or not. If I'm to escape Harkon's clutches, I need to keep the portal open long enough to carry me away from here. Forever, if need be. I've done it. After wasting thousands of gold coins of components, I've discovered how to sustain the portal. I'm listing the components below without the proper amounts for my own protection. As a secondary precaution, I'm combining my own blood into the formula, which should prevent anyone from being able to duplicate it and following me into the Soul Cairn. The formula consists of finely ground bone meal, purified void salt, soul gem shards. Using the proper measurements, place the above in the silver-lined portal vessel and add blood as a reactive agent. I will make my way into the Soul Cairn tomorrow after I gather my things and prepare for a potentially lengthy exile. More importantly, I must enact my plans with Serana and get her to Dim Hollow Crypt as soon as possible.
Let's take a look around. There has to be something here that tells us where she's gone.
Do you think this would help?
You found her journal. Let me take a look at it.
What's this Soul Cairn that she mentions?
I only know what she told me. She had a theory about soul gems, that the souls inside of them don't just vanish when they're used. They end up in the Soul Cairn.
Why does she care where used souls went?
The Soul Cairn is home to very powerful beings. Necromancers send them souls and receive powers of their own in return. My mother spent a lot of time trying to contact them directly, to travel to the Soul Cairn itself.
If she made it there, we'll find her.
That circle in the center of the room is definitely some type of portal. If I'm reading this right, there's a formula here that should give us safe passage into the Soul Cairn.
What do we need?
A handful of soul gem shards, some finely ground bone meal, a good bit of purified void salts. Oh, damn it.
What's wrong?
We're also going to need a sample of her blood, which, if we could get that, we wouldn't even be trying to do this in the first place.
You share her blood.
Not bad. We'd better hope that's good enough. Mistakes with these kind of portals can be gruesome. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get started.
Are all of those ingredients here?
Oh, definitely. Mother would have plenty of those materials in her laboratory. You just need to find them. Get the ingredients in that vessel and let me know when you're ready.
Your mother maintained quite a laboratory.
I had no idea her laboratory even existed. She had an alchemy set up in her drawing room, but nothing that even comes close to what's here.
What did she research?
Looking at the equipment and materials, it looks like she was trying to advance her necromancy.
To what end?
I don't know. Certainly not longevity. Kind of a waste of time for a vampire.
Anything you can tell me about the Soul Cairn?
The Soul Cairn is a tiny sliver of oblivion, the realm of the Daedra. It's ruled by unseen beings known as the Ideal Masters.
Why was your mother so fascinated by it?
Honestly, I don't know. Necromancers are always interested in souls, though, so that probably has some kind of interest.
Did your mother keep gargoyles here?
Not that I ever saw. My mother had a bit of a thing for magical constructs. Not what you're thinking. She just found them fascinating.
What exactly are the Ideal Masters?
Nobody really knows. As far as I've heard, no one's seen them and returned to Tamriel to tell about it.
Then how are you sure they even exist?
I've read stories. Stories about fools that manage to communicate with them. You give the Ideal Masters souls, they give you powers to summon the undead. It's all very businesslike.
Fools? Why do you say that?
Because most of the stories end with the Ideal Masters duping the necromancers, who end up dead or wishing they were dead. Just get all of the ingredients into the vessel.
Looks gross.
Then the rest is up to me. Are you ready to go? I'm not entirely sure what this thing is going to do when I add my blood.
Can I ask you something first?
Of course. What is it?
What will you do if we find your mother?
I've been asking myself the same thing since we came back to the castle. She was so sure of what we did to my father. I couldn't help but go along with her. I never thought of the cost.
It sounds like she did everything for your sake.
Possibly. I guess even a vampire mother is still a mother. She worried about me. About all of us. But she wanted to get me as far away from my father as possible before he really went over the edge.
We won't know until we find her.
Yes, you're right. I'm sorry. I just didn't expect anyone to care how I felt about her. Thank you. Are we ready then?
Let's get that portal open.
All right, here goes. By the blood of my ancestors. She actually did it. Created a portal with a soul cairn. Incredible. Incredible. Simply incredible. I'm ready when you are.
Alright.
Are you alright? That looked painful.
It was. What happened?
Now that I think about it, I should have expected that. Sorry. It's hard to describe. The Soul Cairn is... well, hungry, for lack of a better word. It's trying to take your life essence as payment.
So there's no way in then.
There might be, but I don't think you're going to like it. Vampires aren't counted among the living. I could probably go through there without a problem.
Are you saying that I need to become a vampire?
Not your first choice, I guess?
There has to be another way.
Maybe. We could just pay the toll another way. It wants a soul, so we give it a soul. Yours.
Wouldn't that kill me?
My mother taught me a trick or two. I could partially soul trap you and offer that gem to the Ideal Masters. It might be enough to satisfy them. It would make you a bit weaker when we travel through the Soul Cairn, but we might be able to fix that once we're inside. Maybe.
Those are my only options.
I'm sorry. I wish I knew a better way, something that would be easier for you. Just know that whatever path you choose, I won't think any less of you. Sometimes things just have to be done. I know that better than anybody.
Oh, God.
Well, looks like some other guests have taken over since my mother left.
Soul trap me. I won't feel right as a vampire.
Are you sure? I'm willing to do it, but you need to think it through. You'll remain mortal, but you'll find yourself weakened within the Soul Cairn.
I'm ready.
I know this is difficult for you. I hope you trust me. I'd never do anything that could hurt you.
I trust you completely.
Thank you. Let's not waste any more time then. I promise to make this as painless as possible. Hold still.
Weakened soul was added. I guess that will show up when I go inside. Yeah, I can go in. That freaking hurts. It burned my feet the second I stepped in there.
Let's go. My mother must be waiting on the other side of that thing.
There it is. Weakened soul. Health, magicka, and stamina recover slowly while in the Soul Cairn and are reduced by 45 points. Oh, boy.
Look at this place. I can't imagine choosing to come here. My mother must have been terrified.
Do you know anything about this place?
Just what my mother told me. I've also studied a little bit on my own, but there's not much. When something is trapped in a soul gem, and then the energy is used for powering an enchantment, the remnants are sent here.
Oops. Any soul gem?
Well, I think it's specifically the black ones. I don't know if the Soul Cairn takes just any leftovers.
Does anything live here?
Look at this place. Do you think anything would want to live here? The only things that can survive here are the Ideal Masters, the undead, and the souls themselves. Well, if you want to call that living.
Are you sure Valerica has the Elder Scroll?
No, but there's no way she would have left it in Tamriel. She wanted to get it as far away from my father as possible. I can't imagine a better place.
And if she doesn't?
Then we find out where she hid it. If she's still alive. Well, as alive as she was before. Or is now. Or... you know what I mean.
Why not hide it in the Soul Cairn and then return?
Probably to avoid whatever my father would do to her if he could get his hands on her. Or maybe her plan was to come back, but she was stuck here. We won't know until we find her.
Do you think we'll meet the Ideal Masters?
I don't think anyone's ever met the Ideal Masters. I'm not even sure anyone knows what they look like. They could be underground, flying above us. They might be the ground, I have no idea.
Why are they collecting these souls?
Lots of theories. Some say they feed on them like I feed on blood. Others think they use them as payment to an even higher power. Almost like a currency. A very strange currency. Whatever they're doing with them, they've been harvesting for millennia. No telling how many souls are trapped here.
Why would a necromancer want to deal with them?
Look around you. There are some extremely powerful undead here. Even a necromancer as seasoned as my mother would be willing to spend years trying to gain access to them.
Summon them, you mean?
Exactly. It's a lost art. Most necromancers just raise up whatever bodies are nearby. A simple trick, really. Child's play. But bringing something from the Soul Cairn gives you something much more powerful.
How do the necromancers communicate with them?
Well, that's usually the trick. It's possible to do it through a simple portal. But to finalize the deal, you have to travel here yourself. And most of them never come back. Mother? Mother!
Maker, it can't be. Serana?
Is it really you? I can't believe it. How do we get inside? We have to talk.
Serana, what are you doing here? Where's your father?
He doesn't know we're here. I don't have time to explain.
I must have failed. Harkon's found a way to decipher the prophecy, hasn't he?
No, you've got it all wrong. We're here to stop him. To make everything right.
Wait a moment. You've brought a stranger here? Have you lost your mind?
No, you don't...
You, come forward. I would speak with you. So how has it come to pass that a vampire hunter is in the company of my daughter? It pains me to think you'd travel with Serana under the guise of her protector in an effort to hunt me down.
This is no ruse. I want to keep her safe.
Coming from one who murders vampires as a trade, I find it hard to believe your intentions are noble. Serana has sacrificed everything to prevent Harkon from completing the prophecy. I would have expected her to explain that to you.
That's why I'm here for the Elder Scroll.
You think I'd have the audacity to place my own daughter in that tomb for the protection of her Elder Scroll alone? The scrolls are merely a means to an end. The key to the tyranny of the sun is Serana herself.
What do you mean?
When I fled Castle Volkihar, I fled with 2 Elder Scrolls. The scroll I presume you found with Serana speaks of Auriel and his arcane weapon, Auriel's bow. The second scroll declares that the blood of Cold Harbor's daughter will blind the eye of the dragon.
How does Serana fit in?
Like myself, Serana was a human once. We were devout followers of Lord Molig Bal. Tradition dictates the females be offered to Molig Bal on his summoning day. Few survive the ordeal. Those that do emerge as a pure-blooded vampire. We call such confluences the Daughters of Cold Harbor.
The tyranny of the sun requires Serana's blood?
Now you're beginning to see why I wanted to protect Serana, and why I've kept the other Elder Scroll as far from her as possible.
Are you saying Harkon means to kill her?
If Harkon obtained Auriel's bow, and Serana's blood was used to taint the weapon, the tyranny of the sun would be complete. In his eyes, she'd be dying for the good of all vampires.
I would never allow that to happen.
And how exactly do you plan on stopping him?
I'll need your help.
Have you been listening to me? Like Serana, I'm a pure-blooded vampire. My presence on Tamriel is as much of a danger as hers.
And Serana's opinion in this?
You care nothing for Serana, or our plight. Whether or not you've become one of us in order to survive the Soul Cairn, you're still a vampire hunter at heart. You're here because we're abominations in your mind. Evil creatures that need to be destroyed.
Serana believes in me. Why won't you?
Serana? This stranger aligns herself with those that would hunt you down and slay you like an animal. Yet I should entrust you to her.
This stranger has done more for me in the brief time I've known her than you've done in centuries.
How dare you? I gave up everything I cared about to protect you from that fanatic you call a father.
Yes, he's a fanatic. He's changed. But he's still my father. Why can't you understand how that makes me feel?
Oh, Serana, If you'd only open your eyes. The moment your father discovers your role in the prophecy, that he needs your blood, you'll be in terrible danger.
So to protect me, you decided to shut me away from everything I cared about. You never asked me if hiding me in that tomb was the best course of action. You just expected me to follow you blindly. Both of you were obsessed with your own paths. Your motivations might have been different, but in the end, I'm still just a pawn to you two. I want us to be a family again. But I don't know if we can ever have that. Maybe we don't deserve that kind of happiness. Maybe it isn't for us. But we have to stop him, before he goes too far. And to do that, we need the Elder Scroll.
I'm sorry, Serrano. I didn't know. I didn't see. I've allowed my hatred of your father to estrange us for too long. Forgive me. If you want the Elder Scroll, it's yours. Your intentions are still somewhat unclear to me, but for Serrana's sake, I'll assist you in any way that I can.
Do you have the Elder Scroll with you?
Yes. I've kept it safely secured here ever since I was imprisoned. Fortunately, you're in a position to breach the barrier that surrounds these ruins.
What do we need to do?
You need to locate the tallest of the rocky spires that surround these ruins. At their bases, the barrier's energy is being drawn from unfortunate souls that have been exiled here. Destroy the keepers that are tending them, and it should bring the barrier down.
We'll return soon.
One more word of warning. There's a dragon that calls itself Durnevere roaming the cairn.
Oh, come on.
Be wary of him. The Ideal Masters have charged him with overseeing the keepers, and will undoubtedly intervene if you're perceived as a threat.
If I leave the Soul Cairn, can I return safely?
As you've been traveling in the Soul Cairn, your body has become attuned to it. Let's just say a tiny part of you rubbed off on it, and in its place, a bit of the Soul Cairn filled the void. You should find no difficulty using the portal any longer.
How did you become imprisoned here?
When I entered the Soul Cairn, I had intended to strike a bargain with the Ideal Masters, the custodians of this place.
What was the bargain?
I requested refuge in the Soul Cairn, and in exchange, I would provide the Ideal Masters the souls that they craved. If I had foreseen the value they placed on my own soul, I would never have come here.
They tricked you.
The Ideal Masters unleashed their keepers and sent them to destroy me. Fortunately, I was able to hold them at bay and retreat into these ruins.
You became trapped.
Unfortunately, yes. Since the keepers weren't able to claim my soul, they had their minions construct a barrier that I'd never be able to breach.
You've been imprisoned here for all this time?
Time has very little meaning to me. Consequently, it has little meaning to the Ideal Masters as well. I suppose you could call this the ultimate waiting game, each watching the other to see which will give in.
Why haven't you pursued the prophecy?
Harkon's vision is a world plunged in eternal darkness, where the vampire can flourish, and never again fear the tyranny of the sun. What he fails to realize is how much attention would be called to our kind if the prophecy came to fruition.
What sort of attention?
If eternal night fell, there are many who wouldn't stand for it. They would raise armies in attempts to return things to normal. The order of the day would be our destruction, until every last vampire was hunted down and eliminated.
So you prefer living in the shadows?
I do. It's how the vampire has survived for millennia, and the only way we can continue to survive in the future.
Who are the Ideal Masters?
I know very little about them. They're mystic entities that lord over the Soul Cairn, controlling every aspect from its fabric to its appearance.
What do they resemble?
Well, some necromancers believe they are the crystalline structures dotting the Soul Cairn. I believe there's more to it than that.
How so?
I think they transcend what we perceive as a physical form. Perhaps they were once corporeal beings, but they've obviously reached a point where they no longer require a tangible presence.
And the crystals?
Conduits. through which the Ideal Masters speak to their underlings and feed on their victims.
Why would they require sustenance?
The Ideal Masters' weakness is their insatiable hunger for pure souls. It's the reason for the Soul Cairn's existence, and the only leverage a necromancer has when bargaining with them.
What did the Masters provide in return?
The ability to summon powerful undead guardians, as one would conjure an Atronak or Daedra. However, the majority of necromancers that are foolish enough to enter into a bargain with the Ideal Masters wind up here, as harvested souls.
Huh.
Be careful, and keep my daughter safe.
I'm glad you're here. I don't think I could be doing this alone.
How are you feeling after talking to your mother?
Relieved, I think. All those things have been building for a while. You have no idea how long I wanted to say that to her.
Why did you ever agree to her plan?
Look, I loved my father, but when he found that prophecy, that became his life. Everything else, even me and my mother, we just became clutter. I was close with my mother, but she just kept feeding me her opinions of him, and eventually I started believing them.
It sounds like you already didn't like him much.
Like I said, we were never very close. Not a lot of father-daughter bonding, if you know what I mean. But once we threw our lot in with Molig Bal, people just don't think about their families anymore. Power takes precedence, he always said.
And you were caught in the middle.
I was. Honestly, it took me up until now to figure out that my mother was really just as bad as he was. He was obsessed with power. She was obsessed with seeing him fail. It was just so toxic. Maybe I could have seen this coming. We could all be better off now.
You shouldn't blame yourself.
You don't know what it's like, coming from a family like that. Everything eventually tumbles down to you. Anyway, we should keep moving.
Oof. Oof. Oh god, you're an archer. This one's an archer. That's what I'm waiting for. You see that outline around the compass? Oh god, that hurt. There it goes.
You managed to destroy all 3 keepers? Very impressive.
Are you able to give us the scroll now?
Yes. Please follow me. Keep watch for Durnevere.
Yep.
With the prison's barrier down, he's almost certain to investigate.
Yep, I knew it. Well, good.
I found my mother alive. Well, you know what I mean.
Well, I'm glad I have Dragonrend then. It looks like I'm gonna be needing it.
Wait. I hear something.
There he is.
He's here. Defend yourselves.
Jur? Zabrul!
Gotcha. Did they just say the same line? I don't think Dornevere was expecting me to root him to the ground like that.
Forgive my astonishment, but I never thought I'd witness the death of that dragon.
What makes you say that?
Volumes written on Dornevere allege that he can't be slain by normal means. It appears they were mistaken. Unless...
Go on.
The soul of a dragon is as resilient as its owner's scaly hide. It's possible that your killing blow has merely displaced Dornevere's physical form while he reconstitutes himself.
How long will that take?
Minutes? Hours? Years? I can't even begin to guess. I suggest we don't wait around to find out. Now, let's get you the Elder Scroll and you can be on your way.
Really, Serana?
Come on. She's leading us to the scroll.
You're the one that went over here to just start doing alchemy.
That's it. That's the last scroll. Come on, let's take it to Dexian.
You're staying here?
I have no choice. As I told you before, I'm a daughter of Cold Harbor. If I return to Tamriel, that increases Harkon's likelihood of bringing the tyranny of the sun to fruition.
We'll return for you when we can.
I appreciate your concern for me, but Serana is all that I care about. You must keep her safe at all costs. Remember that Harkon is not to be trusted. No matter what he promises, he'll deceive you in order to get what he wants. And promise me you'll keep my daughter safe. She's the only thing of value I have left.
I'm glad we found the scroll, but I wish she could come with us. Finished?
I just want to talk to you.
I'm glad we found the scroll, but
Okay, so she doesn't want to actually talk. She just wanted me to give her an order on that one. Hi. Hello.
Stay your weapons. I would speak with you, Quinarin.
I thought you were dead.
Cursed, not dead. Doomed to exist in this form for eternity. Trapped between Laas and Enoch. Between life and death.
Why are we speaking?
I believe in civility among seasoned warriors, and I find your ear worthy of my words. My claws have rended the flesh of innumerable foes, but I have never once been felled on the field of battle. I therefore name you Quinarin, or Vanquisher in your tongue.
I found you equally worthy.
Your words do me great honor. My desire to speak with you was born from the result of our battle, Quinarin. I merely wish to respectfully ask a favor of you.
What kind of a favor?
For countless years I've roamed the Soul Cairn in unintended service to the Ideal Masters. Before this, I roamed the skies above Tamriel. I desire to return there.
What's stopping you?
I fear that my time here has taken its toll upon me. I share a bond with this dreaded place. If I ventured far from the Soul Cairn, my strength would begin to wane until I was no more.
How could I help?
I will place my name with you and grant you the right to call my name from Tamriel. Do me this simple honor, and I will fight at your side as your Graze Mazen, your ally, and teach you my Thum.
Just call your name in Tamriel? That's it?
Trivial in your mind, perhaps. For me, it would mean a great deal. I don't require an answer, Quinarin. Simply speak my name to the heavens when you feel the time is right.
Why do you call me Quinarin?
In my language, the Quinarin is the vanquisher, the one who has bested a fellow Dova in battle.
Fellow Dova? I'm not a dragon.
Even in the Soul Cairn, the defeat of the World Eater has reached my ears, Dovahkiin.
Really?
You may not be Dova, but the defeat of Alduin earns you the right of title.
How did you end up in the Soul Cairn?
There was a time when I called Tamriel my home, but those days have long since passed. The Dova roamed the skies, vying for their small slices of territory that resulted in immense and ultimately fatal battles.
Were you a part of all that?
I was. But unlike some of my brethren, I sought solutions outside the norm in order to maintain my superiority. I began to explore what the Dova call Elok Gillan, the ancient forbidden art that you call necromancy.
So you sought the Soul Cairn for answers.
The Ideal Masters assured me that my powers would be unmatched, that I could raise legions of the undead. In return, I was to serve them as a keeper until the death of the one who calls herself Valerica.
They didn't tell you she was immortal.
I discovered too late that the Ideal Masters favor deception over honor, and had no intention of releasing me from my binding. They had control of my mind, but fortunately they couldn't possess my soul.
Is that why you're free now?
Free? No. I have been here too long, Quinarin. The Soul Cairn has become a part of what I am. I can never fully call Tamriel my home again, or I would surely perish. I only hope that you will allow me the precious moments of time there, through your call.
Why do I keep finding lonely party members?
I'm glad we found the scroll. I wish she could come with us.
Even though you're flaky and kind of grimy looking, I'd like to pet your snoot.
Who's there?
Done and done.
Damn it, you two, really?
Who's there?
Nothing.
That's the end of that.
I love ragdolls.
Crazy. Cicero?
Well, in this case, it was like a stiff ragdoll, but it was still a ragdoll. So, the crossbow bolt that paralyzed it, in combination with Serana's lightning, sent her body flying.
What was that?
That was quite a girly scream from a man. Did you hear that? That was very, very girly. That sounds like someone's ready to straight shit himself.
Who's there? Who's there?
Where'd you come from?
Are those two really fighting? Knock it off, you two. Knock it off. Cicero?
There you are.
Who's there?
Really? You're freaking kidding me, dude. Enough. Enough.
Must be gone now.
What did you do? I'm gonna load up the autosave because I think Serana hit him and it pissed him off. Since I'm not facing against any vampires right now, there's no point in me bringing out my Sunfire spell. So I'm fine with just using my crossbow. I heard coughing. You know, that looks... What I just did looks like the typical American reaction to anyone coughing right now. Move, Cicero, dude.
Cicero is at your...
Move. 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 Move.
And he says to the man, "It's not a horker, that's my wife." I love that one.
Good God, you too. But this seems like the Sorry.
Humble Cicero lives to serve.
I knew it. I knew Arcade would save me. I asked for help, and he sent you. You are a very welcome addition to this dreary place, my friend. I owe both you and Arcade a great deal. I'm sure I'll manage to repay him later. But you, what can I do to thank you?
You can meet me at Fort Dawnguard.
I suppose I could. What, pray tell, is there?
Ezra needs your help.
Ezran? My help? Is this some kind of a joke? did Arcade put you up to this? Isran's done nothing but mock me. He's never given me the respect I deserve.
Please, we need your help.
Look, I've just got myself out of quite a mess here, in case you haven't noticed. And while I appreciate your help, What's that? No, that's not what I... Yes, but... Are you sure? Really? Fine. Arcade says it's a good idea for me to go. I don't agree. But he's not the sort of fellow you can just ignore. I'll see you at Fort Dawnguard then. Don't worry. Arcade will show me the way.
Well, that was surprisingly easy. Now I just need to go to Raldbathar. Alright, so we've been to Raldbathar before. It shouldn't be too hard to find the cache. Come to think of it, this is my 3rd time going to Raldbathar. My 3rd time. The first time I went to Raldbathar was for a Dark Brotherhood quest to kill Elaine Dufont. The second time I went to Raldbathar was to find a Dwemer Convector.
That's close enough.
Yeah? Oh! Is that close enough for you? Is that close enough for you?
Not very impressive, is it? If this ends up being a wasted trip, your friend Dexian and I are gonna have some words when we get back.
Whoa.
Wow. Look at this place. No one's been here in centuries. I doubt there's any other place like it in Skyrim. It's beautiful. Well, we got the knife. Now all we need to do is track down one of those canticle trees. Hope the moths like that bark as much as Dexian said they would. Look at them. They've definitely taken a liking to you. And unless I'm seeing things, you're starting to glimmer.
Oh, great. The moths are making me sparkly. I saw a bunch of them up here. Come here. Good lord.
Cicero is hungry. Need a sweet roll. Look at it.
I'm covered in moths. So... what, now I just read the scroll? Well, there's Cicero, but where's Serana? Oh, there she is. She's slowly walking down to me.
Cicero is at your service, oh great and powerful listener.
Yellow mountain flowers. I don't think I've ever seen yellow ones before.
Is there singing void? Dancing? Surely the dread lord will at least allow poor Cicero to caper.
Oh, what is it?
Have you ever seen anything like this?
It's not like anything else in Skyrim, I can tell you that much. From now or before. There's probably groves like this all over Tamriel. Most people just don't even know what to look for.
I guess now I just read that scroll. Now that Serana made it down here. Should be Elder Scroll Blood. Yeah, Elder Scroll Blood.
Cicero lives to serve.
Are you okay? Almost thought I lost you there. You went as white as the snow.
Don't worry, I'm fine.
I never trusted those damn scrolls. Who knows what those things could have done to you? Just look at Dexian. What about Ariel's bow? Do you know where we can find it?
It's in a place called Darkfall Cave.
Then it's almost over. We can finally put an end to this ridiculous prophecy. Where is this Darkfall Cave?
The scrolls gave me its exact location.
Then let's get going. I want to get there before my father has a chance to track us down.
What do you know about Auriel's bow?
Not much. If you read any history, it shows up from time to time, but it's a hard thing to track. As far as I know, though, it's never been held by a vampire. That would be a new one.
What does it have to do with the sun?
Ariel is one of the elven gods. He's with the rest of them in Aetherius. The way I've heard it, the sun represents the connection from our world to theirs.
Excuse you.
Supposedly, the bow draws its energy from the sun itself, which is why it shows up in the prophecy. Where'd you come from?
Excuse you, we were having a conversation here. I'd appreciate it if you don't interrupt my conversation.
Won't end well for you.
Are you trying to shoot Serrana or are you trying to shoot that vampire up there? Get off me.
You can't win this. I'll show you a real fight.
No! I got kill moved. Whew.
If I spy a singing bird, I'll snap its neck before it's
Do you need something?
Okay, now that we're not going to be interrupted by people shooting us in the face with lightning, what do you know about Auriel's bow?
Not much. If you read any history, it shows up from time to time, but it's a hard thing to track. As far as I know, though, it's never been held by a vampire. That would be a new one.
What does it have to do with the sun?
Ariel is one of the elven gods. He's with the rest of them in Aetherius. The way I've heard it, the sun represents the connection from our world to theirs. Supposedly, the bow draws its energy from the sun itself, which is why it shows up in that prophecy.
What exactly does it do?
And that part, I don't know. Once we have it, hopefully it'll be obvious.
Huh. Okie dokie.